Au cœur du LGS Comic Con 2018, nous avons le plaisir d'interviewer Esad Ribic. Hello, Mister.
Hello.
Vous êtes un peintre, un illustrateur et un dessinateur qui travaille dans le monde des comics, notamment pour Marvel. Vous êtes d'origine européenne puisque vous êtes né en Croatie. Comment avez-vous commencé à travailler dans ce milieu particulier qu'est le comic book?
My first career actually was animation, and I started it in like late 80s when I was still in art school, and that was my chosen career, really. You know, I was doing comics and illustration and commercial illustration as a hobby on the side, but then war happened in ex-Yugoslavia, and animation was one of the first casualties of it. Like they closed down only 2 professional studios, so it was the end of that trade as a profession. So I was left with my hobbies, and you know, since even that wasn't really doing great during the war years, so I had to find some work abroad. So that's when I started sending stuff, you know, to European and to American publishers. It just so happened that I got first offer from US, so I went there.
Vous dites souvent que vous avez été influencé tout d'abord par l'œuvre de Frank Frazetta, illustrateur connu en France pour ses représentations de Conan et ses couvertures de romans fantasy. Comment avez-vous découvert son travail?
Back in Yugoslavia, there was this thing called Marvel magazine. It was like a bi-monthly thing where they would publish Marvel stuff, and most of the time they had like Frank Frazetta covers on those covers, and that's basically where I first saw it. I was like 10 or something like that, and it just blew me away how great it looked. So I started copying it right away, and that was I might probably say like my first favorite artist that I really wanted to copy and emulate and stuff like that.
Vous avez vraiment signé de splendides couvertures pour Marvel. Votre style pictural fait merveille sur les super-héros. Est-ce qu'il y a une de vos couvertures qui tient une place à part dans votre cœur, ou est-ce qu'il y a un personnage que vous avez particulièrement aimé à mettre en peinture?
Thank you very much for your words. Well, not really. I always saw those characters as tools. You know, you pick a certain tool to do a certain job with it, and some characters are you know, easier to do certain types of stories with than others, but it's, you know, writers have to deal with that most of the time. The thing is really, people like some of the characters the way I draw them, but you know, I can't really say that they're my favorites to draw. Like whatever, if you like to do something, after a couple of months of doing it, you fucking hate it, you know. So then everything else is better. So it changes all the time. I can't really say.
Merci. Vous dessinez aussi les pages intérieures, pas que les couvertures, sur certaines séries. On se souvient par exemple de l'excellente série Silver Surfer Requiem ou de votre run avec Jason Aaron sur Thor. J'imagine que ce n'est pas le même travail de dessiner une couverture et les pages intérieures. Quelle est la différence?
Well, covers is basically image that, well, at least the way I do them, needs to suggest a wider story, let's say. Interiors are wider story by definition, so you don't have to approach every image in a way that will suggest you know, outer world, you know, the world around the picture that we don't really see. So that's the main difference. Another difference is, well, cover is basically done to sell a book. So you have to do something that will, you know, stick out on a bookshelf, and that's going to be attractive enough for readers to get interested and pick it up. I mean, the truth is that most of the readers know what they want to read way before they see the cover. So cover is really done only for the ones who are undecided, let's say.
Parlons maintenant de votre série indépendante, VS, publiée chez Image Comics. C'est Evan Brandon qui est au scénario. C'est un comics de science-fiction. Vous venez de terminer le premier volume. La suite arrive bientôt?
Not very soon, because I'm back in Marvel. So we'll see about it. Another thing that's important with that thing, we'll see how much it sells. Because if it doesn't sell enough, there's no point really in doing it some further. So far, reactions are pretty good, so we'll see.
Vous avez récemment réalisé une superbe couverture pour le mariage de Ben Grimm et d'Alicia Masters, pour le 5e numéro du Retour des 4 Fantastiques. On a vu ça sur les réseaux sociaux. J'imagine que c'est toujours plaisant d'être le dessinateur d'un tel événement.
That's how you guys see it. For me, it's just another cover.
Okay. I see. Okay.
It's exactly the same as every other cover. I don't even know that it's a big event. You know, they just tell me like, okay, this is what you want. What would you like to do? Blah blah blah. This and that.
No.
And I do it, and then later somebody tells me, oh, it's a big event. Oh, well, it's a news for me.
The cover is amazing.
Thank you.
Merci beaucoup, Esad Ribic, pour cet entretien. J'espère que cette convention se passe bien. Est-ce que c'est important pour vous de rencontrer les lecteurs?
Well, let's put it this way. There's a couple of different kinds of, audience response. One, and the first one that happens is basically when you do a book, it sells, and then you see how much it sold, which means people like it more or less. The other thing is when you come to, so it's a general response. When you come to shows, you get more particular personal response because people come to you and they tell you what they like or sometimes didn't like about the book. It's information. Should you act on it next time you do something or not? It's entirely up to you. It is interesting sometimes to hear those things because no matter what you do, and what your intention is, somebody will read it totally differently, and sometimes you see that kind of responses, and it's interesting to see.
Thanks a lot, Mr.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice day.
Same to you.